Hey, Facebook and YouTubers. We are
What's
here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Sunday. Welcome to our podcast show, our live YouTube and Facebook Live. I am Ebony Nicole, and she is
Elisa Matisa.
Yes. Hey guys, what's going on?
And we are live from Atlanta. We got to tell them we in
ATL, baby. Yes. ATL. We had a good weekend this weekend. We're gonna go right into it.
Yes, let me just say the special guest is coming on, but before that, we're gonna show y'all some of our times that we had in ATL so far. We've been here for the weekend, couple of days.
Yes.
So go into it, Ebony. You can do the honor.
So if anybody missed a few episodes back on Sunday, we had Is It a Match with Elisa Matisa with Bolo. And we just want to give you guys an update and see what happened. This was their first meeting. Let's see. You guys let us know in our chat room. Let me put my chat room so I know chat babies in the building.
So as y'all know, we met a couple of weeks ago. Ebony did her It's a Match, and then I did mine. So we got to do an update with you too, Ebony. So stop playing. We're gonna do an update with you.
Sure.
The update is with me today. So that's all good.
Sure.
So his name was Bolo.
Mm-hmm.
He does music. He's a producer. He does a lot of stuff. He lives in Atlanta, and I'm here visiting my father. Don't get it twisted. I didn't come here just for him. I'm not that.
Oh God.
Okay, so but in the meantime, as I'm at my father's house, I did meet up with him.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you guys are going to see the update when she first met Bolo for the very first time. Hold your mule. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go, guys. Check it out. Hold on. Here we go, guys. Check it out. So, okay, let's move this, hide, and play. All right, we recently had Is It a Match? This is their first time meeting. So, what do you guys talk about? Did you see the face? Did you see the face?
I don't know if I can hear it. I don't know if the people can hear it though.
It's high. You didn't hear it, E?
I couldn't hear the words. I don't know if everybody else in the chat could hear it, but I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, it was on. What was your first impressions when you first seen Bolo for the very first time?
So meeting Bolo for the first time, we actually met when we was going out to eat. What I did like about him is that we all were supposed to hang out because it's a group of us that's here. Everybody else in the chat.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And I don't think. Yeah. So we met. We was all supposed to go out. Remember, we were supposed to all go out, hang out, or go out for brunch in the afternoon. But I know you had stuff to do with your family. Kendall had stuff to do, so we all couldn't hang out. But I could hang out.
Right.
He wanted to hang out, so I'm glad that he still kept up with being able to hang out. So remember y'all dropped us off and then we went out to eat. It was very nice. Like he's a very nice guy. Do I think it's gonna be like sparks and all kind of stuff happening? That's yet to tell, but I just think like, he has a lot of responsibilities going on, and I'm not judging, but I just think that we both are like, he has it's in the ball is in his court, but he got a lot of stuff going on.
Mhm. Okay. So no love connection, but maybe a friend connection.
I think we will be awesome friends. I just think that he's just out of a divorce. Like he literally just got a divorce a couple of months ago. Like I
Right.
would never even think about taking somebody like that seriously unless he really showed me, like he was like overwhelmingly convincing, and I really love you. I really want to be not love me, but I really want to be with you. I feel a connection. Like if he was convincing like that, but he's very laid back, such a nice guy, so considerate. Like
Yeah.
even when he was like driving and just having small talk and just waiting until my ride came and just being like,
Oh,
just
such a
considerate.
gentleman.
Yeah, like when he was asking Kenzel like what am I drinking? Because he wanted to make sure when we go to his house that he had what I was drinking, what we all was drinking. I think that's so considerate because most men would just
Absolutely.
have something there what he's drinking. He don't care about what nobody else is drinking, but he made sure that
Absolutely.
he checked in on what he was drinking and made sure what he was drinking was there. So I really much appreciated that. He's very successful. I love that he's a confident man. He's very like, he know what he got, and he's not gonna downplay it for nobody. He's not gonna downplay his success. And I love that. I think he's a great guy, but do I think he would be a great man for me? He's not ready for all that. He ain't ready for Elisa yet.
Oh, tell the people.
He's not, he got a lot of other things going on where he has to, he got
But you know what?
responsibility.
You know what, E? I think in any relationship, I think you should go in being friends, the best of friends. Like I always say now, whoever I ends up with, you got to be my best friend before anything else. Before I say we're in a relationship, we're going to settle down. I want to be your best friend, your homie. Like I got your back for whatever. And I think we as ladies always go in and we jump in, we want to set, and I get it, our age, right? Because we ain't young chickens.
Yeah.
Anytime I want to establish a friendship that's so tight that nobody can get in between. And so that's what I'm looking for. So I understand, I guess you're not there. You like, listen, I ain't getting no younger. Let's get it popping.
I'm just saying the next man that I have, he has to be on a hot pursuit.
Okay. He
I'm not
has to be
playing.
pursuing you basically.
Yeah,
Right?
he gotta know.
Okay.
He gotta know what he want, know what the connection is, and know what he want, and be aggressive about it. Not too aggressive where you calling me off the hook and doing all this stuff. But I
Yeah.
just think. But even with him, like even with anybody, like I don't want him to be pushing up hardcore because things take time. I'm not in like some hot rush and all of that, but it takes
Yeah.
time. I just want it to be like a little bit more, not so passive, not so laid back. It has to be some more of knowing what you want, not just friends. Just know that okay, this is just more of a
Okay.
pursuit.
I get you. So are you open for me to bring another eligible bachelor on for you? Because that ain't, I don't know about that one. Friend, yeah. But we need to get some love in your life. We need somebody that yeah.
We
Wife,
understand.
you ready to get wifed up, period.
No, it's not all. No, I'm not ready to go walk down the aisle. But what I'm saying is, do I want somebody to show interest and
Absolutely.
be like a dominating, you know what I mean? How a man's supposed to be when they're interested in
I feel
somebody.
you.
Just,
I
no,
get
like
you.
it doesn't even necessarily have to be like, okay, calling me off the hook, doing something, but just little words, just little things that you say.
Just
Like
showing you
you going
that's
to know. And
yeah,
you're gonna get that
absolutely.
little butterfly and not just, okay, he would make a nice friend. He's so nice.
Right.
He's
You
gonna
want
be
to be thinking like, no, this is a potential somebody I can settle down with, somebody I can have a out with.
A
Oh
what?
no. A child, a baby.
I didn't even hear that part. Well, listen, right now we get older, so right now I'm just focusing on
I
traveling.
know.
It don't even necessarily have to be a baby, but I do want travel and I do want time. Like I want to,
Yes.
it's different
So
when
we
somebody has.
definitely gonna get you somebody in the building.
You, me or us?
You first, because you more, You next. Look, us as a team. But no, we're definitely going to incorporate some is it a match, in our episodes, especially in the beginning of the year, just to have fun with it. You never know, who you'll meet and who you'll have a connection with. So, yeah. But that was super dope. Again, I met Bolo, and he is a dope person. Personality, he's humble. He's just a dope guy. So, hopefully we can maintain all of us that friendship. We can learn a lot from one another. He, like you said, he has his stuff going on, his YouTube channels and stuff, and this is what we're trying to pursue. I'm sure that he can, teach us some good stuff. So
Absolutely.
again, people, we have a special guest coming on in a little while, Jason Weaver. If you do not know who Jason Weaver is, he is an actor and a singer, and I'm going to introduce him in a little bit. He'll be coming on. So are you enjoying Atlanta, E?
Yes, it's nice. I'm definitely have a good time. It's definitely different. A change of scenery. I always love a change of scenery.
Yeah.
So we went hiking. Definitely all about that fitness life. I definitely got a new issue that I gotta lose weight, and I want to focus on that. So that's definitely a start.
Yeah.
It's not cute feeling like a 90-year-old when you're not
Yeah.
90. So that's a start. Like I just have to be more consistent with it.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what we're doing. Doing trails, working out. Just move. I tell everybody that you don't have to go to a gym to get your exercise. Go to a park, do some walking in your house, put on YouTube and pull up a video and just get some cardio in, some, lifting weights. That'll do it. You don't got to pay for no gym. So no excuses. No
And I
excuses.
think it's also
In the chat
and
room.
I definitely think it's therapeutic also. Like I definitely think that going to the lake, seeing nature. Like I think it was like such a great feeling to say like I'm alive. Like people can't see this. That even is alive, they don't take advantage of that. So I just think it's beautiful to be able to see the trees, the lake, and things that's just like naturally growing that you can be surrounded by. A lot of people do that for mental health reasons. Like they'll hug a tree, and like they say it gives them life and vibrations. People do that.
Yeah.
Like they hug trees and hug grass and lay on the ground and just like I'm telling you, look it up. Look up hugging a tree.
Hugging a tree?
Hugging
I ain't
a
never
tree.
hugged a tree, but I'm gonna try that.
I was thinking about it, but my neighbor, I shared this huge tree with my neighbor, and I didn't want them. I shouldn't care about what they think, but I was listening to a mental health podcast, and they were saying that it was like somebody suggested to hug a tree, and it was like such an overwhelming feeling. So I might do it. You do it too, and tell me what you think. Just hug it, because it's some of these trees have been on this earth for like hundreds, decades, all kind of like centuries.
Yeah.
So they say like just like with a gemstone or something, hug it and
I'm gonna try that one of these days and see what's
yes.
Hey everybody in the chat room, we got Monique, Miss Jackson is in the building, Ma always in the building, Miss Frazier, Danny girl. Hi guys, everybody in our Facebook Live. I see your brother just came on. Welcome guys. We have a guest coming in a few minutes.
So he's not here yet, but so in the meantime,
in between time,
he's about reaching goals, stardom, and stuff like that. Let's talk about goals.
Say that again. You cut off.
Let's talk about goals.
Absolutely.
Goals, because he's like the ultimate success story of reaching goals.
Absolutely. It's so funny that you say
he's here. We got to get him up on the screen. Speaking about goals.
Hey,
Hey,
Jason.
what's
Eva's
up,
in the
ladies?
building.
How y'all
I just
doing?
want to say a little introduction before we start.
Okay,
Can you
okay. Can you
can you
guys
hear
hear
us?
me? Yeah, I
Yes.
can
Yes.
hear y'all. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay.
Okay. So we have our special guest in the building, guys. This is Jason Weaver, also known as Jay Weave, an actor, a singer, best known for his roles on Smart Guy as Marcus Henderson, on the W sitcom Thea as Jerome Terrell on ABC sitcom. Jason also played the pre-teenaged Micheal Jackson in the movie An American Dream. Let me just name a few things, because when I looked and like Googling, I was like, damn, he did all this, a lot of stuff. So let me just
Can I
name a
say
few.
something? Ebony be liking to push it back, but I want people to know that we don't got a fake Jason Weaver in here. I like to, because
Not at all.
Ebony likes to pull the screen back so you can't see them close up. I want them to know Jason Weaver is in the building.
In
I'm in
the
the
building,
building.
guys.
So
So
I
let
had
me
to
just
pull it
name
up.
a few. Let me just name a few. He was in Drumline, ATL, Lady Killers, Lottery Ticket, Freedom Song, and he was the singer voice of the young Simba in The Lion King. That's just to name a few. The list goes on. Welcome, guys. Jason Weaver in the building.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you
Let's
so
have it.
much for taking time out to join us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Biggs for
Shout out
allowing.
to Biggs. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I just
Yeah,
want to say
thank
thank you
you.
because when I started getting nervous because you know what it is, I put you up on my Instagram and I was like, Jason Weaver's gonna be in here. And I didn't know how I mean, I respect you, but I started getting nervous because everybody's like, congratulations. Oh my God. So I was like,
Oh, oh, that's
uh-oh.
crazy.
I
Oh
should,
my God.
should I be nervous? I don't
No,
know.
no, because we having a regular conversation on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We're alive and healthy, thank
Absolutely.
God. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I'm sitting here having a conversation with two beautiful women. I mean, we're good. We're good.
We're gonna
Let's
have
do our thing.
fun. We're gonna have
Absolutely.
fun. So we're gonna go right into it because we know you want to go watch football, so we're gonna make it.
Okay,
we're
okay.
gonna
I
go,
appreciate it.
we're
I
gonna go right
appreciate it.
into it. This segment part of the show is getting to know our guests, just breaking the ice a little bit. So we just got a few questions we'll ask you. Is that cool?
That's fine. Ask away.
Okay. So E, you want to start?
I'll start. I want to do an icebreaker. So
Yes.
okay, so what's your go-to pleasure? Your
Go
pleasure.
to go to pleasure.
Yes, I want
Oh
to know.
man.
Yes, we want to get to know you personally.
I mean, well, no, me personally, I mean, I like hanging out at, different lounges and stuff like that because I am a single dude. I'm a single father. So I mean,
Oh,
for me, it's like, going out having a drink, at a nice restaurant. If I'm in the company of a beautiful woman at the time, and we hanging out. Usually, that's my ideal situation when I want to relax and when I want to like experience some pleasure. And I like being around chicks. Just keeping it all the way real. Like I got I
Okay.
got I got my friends. I got my my brothers that I hang out with and that I love dearly, such as Kendall, aka Big. Um,
Shout
but
out.
for the most part, and especially pre-COVID, I mean, I'm pretty much in the house now. I haven't done
Yeah.
anything pretty much since March of this year when I got back from LA. I came back to Atlanta to kind of settle, make sure that my mother was straight because my mother's a senior. I didn't want her
Yeah.
going in and out of stores and stuff like that while we were all trying to figure out, what this would be.
Right.
So since I've been back in the A, I really haven't done anything. But for the most part, those are the kinds of things I like to do. I like to go to cigar lounges. I like to go to football games. I look at a lot of sports. So, I go to
Nice.
sports bars. Occasionally you may catch me up in a Magic City or
Okay.
you may catch me. You may catch me. I may try to
okay.
come across because I mean, I'm at a stage in my life right now, being completely honest and transparent, where, it's not really my thing. To where I'm just hanging out at strip clubs and carrying on and shit like that. But, occasionally I like to go out, do my thing
Yeah.
like every other guy, and chill out and, just relax, let my hair down.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So my question is, what's the most interesting thing you've read or seen this week?
Ooh, that's a great question. Uh, Probably the most interesting things that I'm reading, and I think we're all completely enthralled with this right now, is just the election, leading up to Tuesday. So all I'm
Yeah.
really doing right now is like, I know I may sound like a nerd or whatever, but I'm looking at polls. I'm trying to dissect and decipher whether what the outcome of this election is going to be. So I've been doing
Definitely.
just a lot of just a lot of studying on that. But for my enjoyment, just for pleasure of reading and all of that, I read a lot of autobiographies, on different entrepreneurs, different people that I admire, throughout history, or whether they're people that are still relevant and kind of active now in society and doing things. I kind of like to
Right.
always feed my mind with, just useful information. And
Yeah.
usually the things that I read and that I care to, kind of direct my energy towards, they're pretty fun things too. So yeah,
Stuff.
pretty
Good
much it.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
E.
Okay, your celebrity crush. We need to know. What's your type?
Ooh, celebrity
Since you
crush.
single,
I know, and you
Celebrity
say
crush.
I have to combine it. Single, because if you single, what's your type and who's your celebrity crush?
your
You know
all-time
what?
favorite celebrity crush.
All-time favorite celebrity crush, hands down, is gonna be Halle Berry. Because I mean, I just grew up. I mean, every guy of my generation growing up, we fantasize about Halle Berry, Boomerang, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
As she's gotten older, as she's aged, I personally think if she's matured, she's gotten even finer. Like
Yeah.
I think Halle Berry's the shit. So, um, but I mean, me personally, as far as what I look for, in a woman, like I said again, I'm kind of at the stage now where, I mean, of course, surface is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be hanging out with a fly chick. You want to be able to be, sexually attracted to whoever you're
Yeah.
hanging out with. But again, I'm at that stage in my life, and I'm at that age where it's like I'm going deeper than the surface. So anytime I can be in the company of a woman that actually has something to say, has her own kind of point of view and perspective on things, an intelligent perspective on it. Um, somebody that I could potentially build with, whether it has to do with business or whether it just has to do with making me a better human being, making me a better man. Those are the kind of things that I look for in most women now. It's like, okay, I can, it's obvious she's fly, but what about her can even help to enhance me even more and what I got
Mm.
going on and trying to, help me maintain it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm just at that age. I mean, I've raised the son myself. My son is 19. He's out of the
Wow.
house now. Like he's a man now. Like, and now that I've experienced that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like look at different things now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like when I was younger, I was kind of just like, excuse my language, but you got a fat ass and all that. I'm with you. I'm down. But we passed. Excuse my language on
Mm-hmm.
a Sunday, but just
You're
keeping
good.
Yeah.
keeping it real, keeping it real.
Right.
That's what I was into, as a young man. But
Yeah.
as I matured and evolved and grown, there are definitely more real qualities that I look for in a woman now. Absolutely.
Good stuff. So you talk to somebody that has this with no ass? Just a question.
Yeah, I mean, if she's beautiful, yeah, but a little rump in the back. If you got a little rump, if you got a little onion, if you
A
got a
little
little onion,
onion.
I can deal with you. Just at least give me an onion. I can't deal with no pancake. Give me an onion though.
Okay.
Give me.
So you good with an onion?
I'm good with an onion. I gotta have something to feel. If I'm just feeling back there and all I'm feeling is spice, it's not gonna work out for us. It's not gonna work.
You might have to come back and be on our Let's Make a Match because I was on it and me and Ebony was too. So you got to come back on
I'd be more than happy to come back
to
on for
do
that.
Let's Make a
Absolutely.
Match.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My last question is: have you ever dated a fan? Like when you were really out there, you were touring, maybe out. Did you ever dated a fan? Oh, that's funny.
I mean, I would call it dating. Like, I
Okay.
Uh-oh,
mean,
man.
yeah, like I mean, not to get too deep off into it, but I mean, I've had, casual liaisons with, female admirers who like my
Right.
work. But as far as serious relationships that I've had, um, The women that I've had serious relationships with, well, they were obvious. They knew what I did, but that wasn't what the relationship was based upon. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of rooted, the circumstances which brought me together with these particular women. They were rooted in a way where they started off as genuine in spite of my profession and what I do for a living. So,
Gotcha.
but I will say that regardless of whatever, being in a business, and if you are in a serious relationship, it does kind of weigh in at different times, and you definitely have to have someone that's understanding of what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
for a living.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And
Good
that
stuff.
leads me to my next question. Like, so meeting all of these women, and you was kind of like a heart throb,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like had that swag. So
Mm-hmm.
how did you manage to like? Because you only have one kid, right? You only have one son.
Yeah, I just have one son. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have. You weren't. We didn't hear about you being suicidal and being into drugs. You don't have multiple baby mamas. Like, how were you able to like not be teetering on the edge and like go over the edge? Like, how was you able to
Well,
keep yourself in check?
no, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. I mean, I can attribute that just simply to my upbringing. Um, you know, I was raised by a strong mother, uh, who instilled certain principles in me. Um, that no matter what I encountered in life, whether it was success, defeat, whether it was victories, or whether it was adversity, um, to always know first and foremost that I have a purpose, that God is in control. You know what I'm saying? To
Absolutely.
stay faith, to remain loyal in my faith and with my relationship with God, and allow myself to be led once I submit. And that was something that I got into kind of early on in my life, and
Mhm.
especially as a kid growing up in Hollywood. You see different examples of people that kind of go a wayward path. You see people who aren't as disciplined, who don't take the time to really just like recenter themselves, and they kind of just lose themselves in the process. I've lost a few friends like that. You know what I'm saying? In that frenzy,
Mhm.
whether it had to be the drug addiction, or whether it just had to be with a regarding a lifestyle that they were trying to project and keep up with, that they just couldn't,
Yeah.
and it kind of drove them over the edge. So for me, I attribute my relationship with God first and foremost. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a religious man. I'm a spiritual man. I pray, I meditate, I try to get the signals clear as much as I can. I'm not
Mhm.
perfect. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, I'm a walking contradiction. I'm definitely a human being. But for the most part, I think, the power of prayer, the support that I have around me, whether it's my immediate family, my extended family, or my close friends, even like, people like people that I can actually talk to and have a conversation with, people that I can pray with, people that can give
Mhm.
me insight and wisdom based off of their
Yeah.
own experiences, and and they're willing to share those things with me. Those are the things that have kept my head above water. And so,
Mhm.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. I'm not here to say that I haven't made mistakes, but thankfully they were the kind of mistakes that weren't pushed to the forefront of any kind of media, platforms and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And basically the things that I learned, even the hard lessons that I've learned, I was insulated in a kind of way where God allowed me to go through those things on my own and not have to be up under some kind of crazy spotlight and
Yeah.
and unfair scrutiny. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We just
Yes.
was talking about that, how you got to have people around you that's going to lift you up, pray, like you said, pray with you, and all that good stuff. Those are real friends that want to see you win. So that's
Yeah,
so
and,
important.
and and you gotta have people. I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt you, but you gotta
No,
have
you
people
good.
that'll keep it real with you. Like, if you're,
Absolutely.
because I've had moments in my life, just being completely transparent and being real. Like when I
Hmm.
was in my 20s, I'd go out, I'd be hanging out. I kind of would drink excessively from time to time. I didn't have a problem, but it was like,
Right.
you're in your 20s doing what 20-year-olds would do. It's
Yeah.
normal. But
Right.
my circumstances were a little bit different because I was like on the TV screen all the time. So,
Hmm.
but thankfully, God put people around me where people, if they saw me going a wayward they would go, hey man, yo,
They check you.
you bugging,
Mhm.
like chill,
Right.
and that would allow
Mhm.
me to go. It would allow me to reset and then look in
Exactly.
the mirror and go, oh yeah, I am bugging. Like, let me slow
Mhm.
down. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
yeah.
So we learned a little bit about Jason. We broke the ice. Now let's get into the questions to talk about, your career, what you've been in.
Mhm,
You played in the Michael Jackson film. How did you
mhm.
get that role? How did that become?
It actually came about through somebody that was managing my cousin Lainey Stewart at the time. I come from a musical family. Most of my cousins are hugely successful music producers, and
Mhm.
one cousin in particular, Lainey Stewart, he had a studio with my mother in Evanston, Illinois. He's being managed by this woman at the time named
Mhm.
Ruth Carson, who also happened to work for Suzanne DePass in her management company. And
Mhm.
so when Ruth was in town, when she came to Chicago, my hometown, and was there, talking with Lainey on some business, it came up in conversation. I caught wind of it, me and my mother, and I was already in the business at the time working as an actor. I'd done like maybe 2 or 3 feature films prior to that, and I think like one television show with Oprah
Okay.
prior to me even getting the Jacksons miniseries. So
Mhm.
I of course we reached out to my agent, my reps at the time. They let us know that the cycle was coming around where they were going to be auditioning kids, and sure enough, I just I auditioned like every other kid around the world. During that time, excuse me, in the 90s, a lot of the jobs, especially when it came to professional working child actors, a lot of that work
Mhm.
would go to kids either to New York and LA. And,
Right.
kids in the Midwest or in Chicago, we would kind of get like overlooked because the talent pool on either one of those cities is just, incredible.
Right.
Um, but it just so happened, by the grace of God, and I think a huge amount of preparation, which I credit my mother for doing. Um, when it came to getting me prepared for auditioning for the role. I just think preparedness, meeting up with opportunity, equal just success, in an opportunity way by which I can display my talent before the world.
Mhm.
Um, I'm truly thankful for it because out of the thousands of kids around the world that auditioned for it,
Exactly.
Michael Jackson saw
I
something in
chose
me
you.
and
So he chose you,
blessed
like
me.
he handpicked you out?
Yeah, that was the
Wow.
stipulation with Michael's involvement. It was like anybody that played him, he had to pick. That was just the thing. And
Wow.
so it was like,
That's
the
super dope.
final decision came down to Michael, and I was honored. I was honored to portray him, and honored to, just have that experience. Very blessed.
Absolutely. Good stuff. E?
Okay, so I want to give a shout out to your mom, my
Oh,
mom, all
word.
single moms.
That's
Yes.
right.
I did not know. I just read that today that your mom did background singing for Sparkle, my favorite old time movie.
Yeah,
And
yeah, my
she did
mother.
like jingles and stuff like that.
Yeah, my
Nice.
mother's name. Shout out to my mother. Her name is Kitty
Yes.
Haywood.
Shout out.
To anybody out there, especially in the Chicagoland area that's familiar with the Haywood family. Yeah, my mother and my aunts, Ann Stewart, Vivian Love, and even my cousin, Cynthia Harrell. Years ago, they were in a music group. They were signed to Capitol Records. They were called Kitty and the Haywoods.
I saw
And
that.
yeah, and the Ohio players were the ones that were responsible for getting them their deal and kind of ushering them into the game, alongside with Curtis Mayfield. Like
Wow.
you had mentioned,
I
they
saw
sang
that. Yes.
background on the original Sparkle soundtrack, where they sang
Mhm.
"Giving Him Something He Could Feel." Like all the records on that
Yes,
soundtrack.
I saw that. I was excited. I
Yeah,
was like, oh my God, his mom was the truth. I could see
Mhm.
yeah,
why
yeah.
you was led into the right direction. But so my question is like, I know you grew up in Chicago or you was born in Chicago. Or was it
Yeah, and
like
I grew up and I
outskirts?
grew up and I grew up there.
So, but your mom had like, I know she was getting money. Like your mom was
Absolutely.
getting paid. So you didn't come from like, did you grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth? Like, did you come from humble beginnings? Like, did you have, because Chicago, it goes down in Chicago. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it go well. Let me explain this about the city of Chicago. Like, yeah, it goes down, but that's kind of like what the media portrays. It's real. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Shootings happen, like the gang situation is real. Like I grew up around all of that, whatever. But um the neighborhood and the people that I knew and the experience that I had growing up as a young black boy, and growing up in the community wasn't like that. You know, because it just had to do with my upbringing. Like my mother wasn't
Yeah.
having it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
there was none of that staying outside and getting in trouble and hanging out with, like, if she saw me talking to the wrong people at the school bus, she was like, yo,
Right.
what are you doing, like, with that? And
Right.
if she would catch me and I would come home, from school being fresh, and I maybe had my shit banged to the right, she'd be like, yo, like,
Turn that back
straighten that
around.
up. Like, yeah, like,
Yes.
nah, I mean, different things like that. And I have my grandmother, and my aunties, and my Uncle June, and my cousins, and when you come from that kind of upbringing where you see especially single black women who are putting it down for their kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
working professionally, like in the jingle business, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you see them making sacrifices just to put food on the table, keep a roof over your head. The last
Yeah.
thing you want to do is fuck that up, or be the
Mess
reason
up.
why, you know what I'm saying, why something goes wrong that disrupts that. You know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
flow of blessings. So on top of the fact that, I have a strong mother and I have a strong family around me. I mean, man, just my friends and my people, and even the mothers in our neighborhood, there was none of that going on. There was none
Yeah.
of that going on. And then I started working professionally at, like, well, I started working professionally at 5 years old, but I started working for real at like 9 years old. So there wasn't no
Wow.
time, like, even if you started talking to me about it, I couldn't even relate to it. If you talking GD, BD, this, like, four corner hustler, this, that, I was just like, what? Man, I'm going to this audition downtown. Like, it was
Right.
like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then if I wasn't there downtown, I was at choir rehearsal with my mom and with my aunts, like, in the church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
nah. But that being said, it is unfortunate. I think that I've been very, very blessed. I recognize that I've been very, very blessed. I recognize that that's not the story of every young black man that comes out of the city of Chicago. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the stories that people see on the news, that's not the only black experience in Chicago.
Yeah.
A lot of hardworking black people who are raising their families, taking care of their homes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Fathers being in the home, husbands and wives together in the black home, the black family. Like, there's plenty of that in Chicago. It just doesn't get exposed enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I shout out, and I'll say this in closing as it relates to that subject. That's why people like Lena Waithe. Shout out to my sister Lena Waithe, and with her show The Shy. Those are the real
Hmm.
stories that happen
Yeah.
in the city. You know what I'm saying? You have your tragic stories, and then you have some stories where you see people rise up and do exceptional
Yeah.
things in their lives and in business and with their families. That's the
Yeah.
real Chicago. But there's always room for improvement. I'll say that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we have Monique in our chat room has a question for you. How are you coping with COVID, and how do you keep your career active during this time?
That's a great question. Thank you, Monique, for asking that. I've really, thankfully, the things that I'm involved in now, I'm producing a couple projects within the animation realm. One project in particular called Team Supreme, that was created by artist and animator Joshua Leonard, black artist and animator, and he's absolutely brilliant. He's the next Stan Lee, like, hands down. But this brother created an animated project based around kids with disabilities, whose disabilities are turned into superpowers, and it allows them to do some exceptional things, in the world, with what is regarded in society as being disability. So I'm very honored to be aligned with that as a producer. Joshua gave me permission to move his property around in Los Angeles. I took it to my sister Lena Waithe at Hillman Grant Productions. We
Mhm.
currently have that property positioned over there. We are actually pitching it at the moment right now, and I think we're actually close to closing something with that.
Good
So
stuff.
I'm working on that. I'm also producing another animated project that's in development right now called The Secret Society, that I'm also producing alongside with Antonio Reed Jr., L.A. Reid's son, my man Dantley Wyatt, Cage Parker, Mark Stewart, Judy Stewart, and Geneva Wasserman. And that's like that show is like The Simpsons meets The Sopranos and American Dad and all that. It's like kind of a gumbo of all those things. We play on
Nice.
conspiracy theories and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So that's currently in development. And then as far as on-screen stuff is concerned, I've kind of opted to take a sabbatical right now, just due to the fact that I came to Atlanta to be with my mother and to make sure that she was taken care of. So it doesn't make sense for me to leave Los Angeles and then come down here only to expose her. You know what I'm saying? If I'm working down here. So as far as on-screen stuff, I don't plan on working back in that realm again until like maybe January or February. I at least want to see like a vaccine get out to more at-risk people, you know, like seniors. Because for me personally, like I don't, you know, I'm relatively healthy, thank God. And hopefully I'm not one of those people that's more prone to get sick. But I would just feel horrible if I did anything as far as going out and then bringing something, you know, back to my family. So yeah, other than that, I'm writing a couple things at the moment. And you know, and really being active on social media, getting more familiar with the creative community out there, which has allowed me to form some more relationships with other writers and other creatives out there, which is awesome. So you know, the COVID-19 quarantine experience has been kind of like a 50-50 with me. You know, the downturn of it is being completely isolated, not being able to go out, having that anxiety when going out and wearing a mask and trying to do things like go to the grocery store. But the upside, if there is one to it, has been my ability to, you know, with opportunities like this, reconnect with my audience, reconnect with people, connect with people in general who may have not been as familiar with my career and the things that I've done in the past. And just allowing me to kind of get that space that I need to create without feeling, you know, the anxiety and the rush of trying to push something out. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm trying to make the best of it. What about y'all? Y'all doing okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, New York is, you know, the numbers are rising out there, but like you said, we're doing online stuff like this, networking, you know, keeping busy with our projects that we couldn't do or didn't have time. Now we got a little bit more time because a lot of people are remotely working from home. So all those we couldn't get into, let's make good use of our time that we have now. So
I think I'm getting too comfortable with like this pandemic because I love my Zoom parties. I had a toy party. I had like it's so I miss the interaction, but I also like, you know, getting dressed from the waist up. I don't have to like really I don't have to get I have my slippers on right now. Yeah, I have my slippers on right now. Like I'm chilling. Like so I don't know. I'm enjoying this, but I do miss a lot of the human interaction, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So Destiny asks, are you going to revisit R&B? Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Love Ambition, the song called, what is it called? I was listening to that all morning. That's in my ear. Like that was my hit on repeat. That was one of my favorites.
Thank you so much.
So are you going to revisit R&B? Are you going to go back to singing?
Yeah, it's funny. You know, prior to this whole COVID-19 thing happening, I was like back in the studio recording every day. I have some solid material right now. I have at least like 15 songs, excuse me, total that I recorded during the month of February that are really, really solid. What I'm in the process of doing right now is putting together maybe like a 5 or 6 song EP. Me and Big at the moment, you know, we're searching around and having some meetings with different distribution outlets to put that out digitally, probably at the top of the year. But I really wanted to kind of take some time to listen to the material, get some feedback on it, get some different mixes on stuff. So I feel I have like 5 or 6 records that are really, really strong, that I think really represent who I am and where I'm at this stage in my life.
Gotcha.
You know, whether like lyrically or topic wise, what I'm you know, what I'm diving into and what I'm tackling. Because it's like it's youthful, it has youthful energy around it, but it's age appropriate. Like I'm not in the records like I'm in the club and I'm girl, I'm trying to and let me buy you a drink and all that shit. It's
None
not
of that.
that.
No.
Nah, it's not that. It's like real stories, you know, rooted in love, appreciating one another, you know what I'm saying? Connection. But at the same time, the records are hot. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Right.
can work. You know what I'm saying? Like kids could get into it if they want to. You
Right.
know what I mean?
We can connect to
Um,
it.
yeah, it should be able to connect and resonate with kind of a wide range, a wide demographic. So I'm hoping that when people listen to it, they could just accept it for the honest offering as it is, because I really wanted to do it for my fans, for people that have been supporting me throughout the years,
Yeah.
who want to hear new music from me. So, you know, it's really about that. You know what I'm saying? Just reestablishing that link in that connection with my fans and that core group of people that really rock with me. So hopefully
Yeah.
it'll you know, it'll bring about some success. We'll see.
Good stuff. E?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to because it's already like I know you got a football game to watch, so I'm like scared. I'm getting nervous that like
No, it's good. It's
we
good. It's good.
infringing on your football game.
No, it's good. You can ask me a couple more, then I'll get back to it. I'll get back to my Patreon
He
thing.
like this.
It's all good.
Okay, so I just wanted to rewind back to when you was younger because I was watching a few of your interviews, and I know that your mom was into doing jingles and stuff. But my question is like, did your mom actually push you into doing that? Did she influence you, or was it just something like how did it come about when you said was she in the bedroom when you was like, Mom, okay, I want to sing, I want to do this? Like, I want to know what's the initial time where you actually knew this is what I want to do when you was like 6, 7 years old.
That's a great question, and I definitely have an answer for that. I knew that that's what I wanted to do when I first saw E.T. I was like 4 years
Mm.
old. Like I'll never forget it. I was 4 years old, and my mother had rented ET on Betamax cassette. Not even a VHS, but this is like in the 80s. This is Betamax.
Wow.
And you know, she sat me down in front of the TV because she was doing something, and you know, she knew I'd be interested in that. But what ended up happening was that I saw Drew Barrymore, and I saw the other kids in this film, and I'm interacting with this alien and all that. And you know, I kind of knew that it was make believe, kind of. So it registered to me that they were doing something that normal kids that I knew and was hanging out with weren't doing.
Right.
And then you know, I remember asking my mom like, "What is that? And what are they doing?" And she said, "Oh, they're acting." And I said, "Well, you know, I want to do that." And you know, at first she thought, you know, that I was just probably having a moment, looking at like most kids, you know, being
Right.
into the movie. But I began to just kind of ask more questions about it, and then I think the more I started going to the studio with her, where she would be, you know, working as a jingle singer, and like I said, she was a single mother, so you know, from time to time, my grandmother would maybe watch me or, you know, something like that. But for the most part, my mother would bring me along. She would let me tag along and see what it is that she actually did. You know what I'm saying? So I would
Right.
to learn to appreciate it. I didn't get that then. I got that much later on, but that's how it kind of started. And as I just began to be more in that environment, seeing working professionals, the creative energy, you know, that these people were producing with one another, the camaraderie, and you know, the teamwork aspect of it. And then me just kind of having the natural personality that I had as a kid, where I was like really outgoing. I like talking to people. I like learning different things. So all of those things kind of came together, and it was just like a natural, you know, perfect storm, if you will. And then I knew that it was meant for me to do when, you know, God just began opening up doors and opportunities. It was like I would audition for something, and then I maybe wouldn't get the part, but I would get encouraged in some kind of way, or reassured that I was in my
Right.
lane. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then as time grew and the more confidence um, that I took on, um, things just kind of naturally evolved and developed. And then, you know, it's like a shark having or a wolf having his first taste of blood. It's like once you have it, you just hook from that point on, and I just kept going from there. So, yeah.
Stuff.
Yes.
So Tori in our chat room, hey brother, he says, "What's Mr. Weaver of advice to upcoming young actors and actresses? What's tools you can give them?"
Man, the best advice that I can give for people that at this point where we're at right now in the business, man, utilize the tools that you have available to you. You know, the main tool is things like this. You know what I'm saying? A cell phone, an iPad, if you got a camera and you're just recording content, you're just creating content, whether it's with your friends, or whether it's with, other working actors or other professionals that you know. Because that's the name of the game now. I'm old school. I came up, I'm that generation where, you had to audition, you had to have the agent, you had to have the insider route to get in, and
Yeah.
and nowadays it's not like that. You're literally seeing people build careers off of going viral a few times, with just either content that they've created or just kind of displaying their natural personality that happens to resonate with people. So I would say to utilize the tools and resources that you have readily available to you, such as these iPhones and things like that. And then as far as the well, let me say this about the creative side of it too before I get into the business of it. Make sure you're creating good content. You know what I'm saying? Allow it to come from inside. Be truthful with what you're displaying. Even if you're telling fictional stories, let it be rooted in some kind of truth. You know what I'm saying? That you know about, or an experience that you've had, because that will people can tell when it's real, and it resonates better. You know what I'm saying? When they know it's coming from a real place, even if it's an exaggerated version of something, people can feel when it's coming from you. So I would say, creatively, always keep that at the forefront of your mind. Be humble, be a good team player. Look, it's about having a career. It's not necessarily about being a star. Being a star is cool. If that's your goal, if you just want attention, you can get attention doing anything. But the one thing that I do ask of actors when they come into this game, just out of respect for the craft, out of respect for those of us who really take it seriously, man, know your shit. You know what I'm saying? Study, like, you know what I'm saying? Study, go to workshops, like, get really fully immersed in what it is that we do so that you can really, really appreciate it, because it's that kind of stuff that you pick up along the way that keeps you inspired, because you're gonna get hit with more rejection than you do acceptance. You're gonna hear more no's than you hear yeses. But if you're really truly inspired, and if you're really somebody that, being creative, that's what drives you, and telling great stories and being a part of great stories and working with others to bring these stories to life. If that's your thing, for real, that's what's going to get you through, the adverse times. You know what I mean? And then as far as going outside of the creative aspect of it and going more into the business side, and I say this specifically to Black talent. And whether, and even if you're an executive or you're aspiring to be a manager or whatever, man, know your agreements. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of reading materials out here. There's plenty of source materials out here now, whether you're actually getting a book or whether you could go online and Google some of these contracts and these agreements. Like, know the language of business. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're getting out of a situation. Know your worth. Even at the very beginning, know your worth. And demand to be treated, don't demand disrespectfully, but demand in a respectful way, and in the way by which you negotiate, for people to respect your gangster, so that you can get something out of it at the end of the day, versus, your backstory, you saying, oh, well, I got screwed, and which is what happens to a lot of our people, unfortunately, in the industry. So I really stress, even if you're an actor, know these agreements, know what you're getting into, so that you know how your residual income is going to be set up, how even you can maybe create ancillary or other revenue streams of income, through whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's signing autographs or, you know, going to festival, whatever the case may be, just know
Right.
your business, because
Know
that's
your business.
essentially what you're going to be. You're going to be a walking business. You're going to be your own
Absolutely.
business.
Facts.
So, you know, you have to know things like that. And then lastly, as far as the journey of it all, realize it's a marathon and not a sprint. And enjoy every day of it.
It's the word.
Enjoy the journey of it. It's not
Mm.
about just the destination. Because I can tell you, when you hit certain chapters or certain phases in your life where you reach that destination or
Yeah.
that goal for the moment, that chapter, then it's like, okay, what
What
else is
next?
next? Right?
Right.
Mhm.
And then in that time when you're trying to do that, you're going to deal with adversity and challenges and things. But even in those times, those are things that help make you. Those are things that
Yeah.
that make you sharper, smarter, hungrier. So enjoy the journey overall, and know that the journey is like, that's really the prize. You feel me?
Right.
So I think if people keep that at the forefront of their mind, whatever they're aspiring to do in the world of entertainment, they keep that at the forefront of their mind, they'll be cool. And keep good people around you. You know, even if
Definitely.
you kind of like walk alone, keep as much negative energy away
Away.
from you as you can. And
Facts.
you know, and whether you're a believer or not, stay rooted in something spiritual where you
Yeah.
remain intact with who you are, to where you can look in the mirror at the end of the day every day, and you recognize the face that's looking back at you. You feel me?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That was like some like advice that I can use as adults, kids. Like
That's
that's
what I just took that. I just said that you feeding me.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take this
that's
clip out.
love.
I'm gonna take this clip out, and this is the clip I'm gonna use. Like I love that advice.
Oh, that's a thank you. I appreciate it. But I mean, that's real though. Those are things
Yeah.
that I've learned along the way. You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
it hasn't always been like rosy. And you know, a lot of people when they look at actors or people that they've watched on TV throughout the years, you know, they think it's just like this one grand story. And you know,
Right.
it's not, man. Like, we're human beings like everyone else. We go through our fair share of ups and downs. Unfortunately, some of us
Definitely.
go through it in the public eye, but for the most part, man, like, we go through the same shit everybody else does, especially if you black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to get that out there to people. Like, don't think just because you see, you know, this person doing that, this person doing this. Everybody has their own set of challenges in their lives that they're dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're all human beings at the end of the day. So yeah, that I just wanted to share that, because I think a lot of people get that
That's
twisted sometimes, and thinking that, you know, our lives are a certain kind of way, and it's
like
nah, it's
lamb.
not like that at
All
all.
light
You
and
feel me?
lamb.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna ask you this is gonna be my last question. And
Mhm.
my cousin, it comes from my cousin. He said you are an amazing artist and much more importantly, an amazing example. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And
I appreciate
the
it.
rest of what he said, I'm a what did he say? He said that do you feel that because I don't know, he made me realize he said that you are the most underrated actor. And to me, I feel like are you underrated? Like I feel like you've gotten your accolades. Like, do you feel like you've gotten your flowers? Like, do you feel that you're underrated? That you got what you deserve, and that you get
The
Yeah,
like
recognition. Right?
yeah. I mean, I keep it real. Like, you know, I respect when people say that, because that's their opinion, right? But I don't feel that way. Like, you know, first of all, I've been blessed all my life. I've been in this business since I was 5 years old, working consistently. I'm 41 years old. Um, there's still, even in the second half of my life, there's still a story that
Mhm.
has been written out for me, that I'm
Yeah.
walking in, that I'm living right now. There's no telling what tomorrow could bring. I could get that role tomorrow that could propel me to that level of success where I get the Oscar and all of that. But you know what? I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
You know, I know that God has my back. I know that I have a purpose. I know that I'm here for a reason. I know that what I've been blessed with. I feel what's burning inside of me. And I know that there's more energy to put out. There's more creative energy to put out and to be received.
Yeah.
So I move I move on that frequency because I honestly do believe that when artists move in that light of, oh, I'm not getting recognized enough, oh, I'm underrated, then they're moving out of ego. They're not moving out of love. You know what I'm saying? And ego, your ego can block you from a lot of blessings, but I've learned it in my life. So I've learned to move from a position of love, whether it be in the personal realm, in my personal life, or whether it be in my professional life. And when I realized, or I've been able to see through examples, that when I move in that way and I allow myself to be utilized by God, or a higher calling, a higher spirit,
right?
The things that will satisfy me individually, I'm giving them automatically. Those things that most people would be like, oh my God, I know you want the Oscar, or I know you want this. It's like, well, you know what? I know it's coming. I don't know when. I don't know how. But one day I'll have that moment, because that's a desire of my heart, right? But it's not something that I'm just thinking about day in and day out. All I want to do at the end of the day is do good work, for that work to be appreciated. I want to serve as a good example to my community, to my Black community, and just to humanity overall. I'm about love. And when you move from that position, doors open.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of people may think that that's bullshit, but it's not. Like, it's universal law. It's law of attraction. And this is real. This is universal law. This is real. If anything that anybody could take away from this, take this away. Universal law is real. What you put out, you get back.
Absolutely.
So I moved from that position of just a position of love. And because of that, God continues to pour blessings. You know what I'm saying? Even when I think that I'm dealing with adversity, or even when I think I'm dealing with a hard time, it's not as hard in comparison to somebody else that's out there really going through a hard time. So I don't, I'm not worried about that. I appreciate him saying that. I appreciate your cousin, him or her, whoever said that. And I appreciate anyone else that cares to reach out and say that from time to time. But don't feel that way. Just continue to pray for me. And if you see something on TV, if you see something on the big screen, support my work. And that's all I can ask for,
But you know what? I believe God places us where we're supposed to be, period. So wherever in our life, or, we are where we're supposed to be. That's it. I always say that. Absolutely. And so I look at your background. I'm like, you did amazing stuff. Like I said, the list goes on and on. Super, super proud of you. I've been watching you, like, again, since you was in Simba, the Lion King. Yeah. Like, you did it all, and God is you where you're supposed to be, period. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
So, my last question is going to be real fast. We got to go. Before we leave, what would be a good theme song for your life so far?
Wait, say that again, because you were going in and out.
What would be a good theme song for your life? If you had what's a good theme song for your life?
You know the song I listen to all the time, and this is gonna sound corny as hell, but sometimes I listen to this when I'm in the bathroom and I'm getting ready. The Greatest American Hero theme song. You guys remember that song?
Yes. Okay.
The Suddenly I'm on Top of the World. It's like, because I wake up every day and I feel that way. Like, I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm Black, I'm young, I'm brilliant. I've been blessed. I got a great family. I got a great son. I got a great mother. I got food on the table. You know what I'm saying? I got a great background. I got people who love me. You know what I mean? I'm not dealing with stress. Suddenly I'm on top of the world. Woo! Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought it'd be you know what I'm saying? Just I think that would probably be my theme song, just in life in general, because in spite of whatever, I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep, putting my best foot forward, and that's what I stand for, just as a man. Like, no matter what I encounter, like, that's what I'm about. So that's it.
Stop. I like that.
Yes. So we always end with a final thought. So should I go first?
You could go first.
Yes. I can go first. One thing that I got from a lot of your interviews that I've watched and just watching you over time is just you having that confidence. Like, you are just very confident in knowing your craft, knowing that you can get the job done. And that's the advice that I give to people. Just know who you are, believe in yourself. I also believe in the law of attraction. Like you said, a lot of what you said was about the law of attraction. You're going to attract what you deserve,
That's
and you're
right.
going to get what you deserve. So I just believe in believing in yourself and knowing that what's good for you is going to come to you. What you deserve is going to come to you, and just keep believing in yourself and study your craft. And that's what's going to get you that confidence that we all have, like you.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate it because I, like everybody else, I have my own insecurities too. But no, that's something that's important to me. And you're absolutely right. That's how all people should try to be. You know, every day when you're going out into the world, be confident. You know what I'm saying about yourself. Know that you're on the right path. You're on your journey. No matter what you encounter, it is what it is. But you're gonna get there. Don't worry
Absolutely.
about what everybody else is doing. Focus
Exactly.
on your race. Run your race, and it'll happen.
Absolutely.
So my final thought is really short and sweet.
Okay.
Build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs.
Right
With that
on.
said, if you have a dream, go for it. Stick to it. Stay on it. Like me and my sister was talking earlier. Shout out to Sherelle. If you have a dream, there's no looking back. Like you gotta focus on that one thing or whatever it is, and keep going. Don't look back. So build your own dreams, build them, and then persecute them. And that's
Right
that's
on.
it. My final
Right
thought.
on. I
Right
love that.
on. Thank you so much.
And you gave so much
Thank
advice, so I don't even want to ask you for that. You gave like so many final thoughts throughout this
I know, right?
interview. Like,
You got a final thought?
My final thought is this. I just want to thank you two beautiful ladies for having me on. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all the continued support. This was a great conversation. I'm usually looking at football on a Sunday, but this was the highlight of my evening. So thank you. I want to shout
Thank
out once
you.
again. I want to shout out once again to my good friend and business partner Kendall, aka Big.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Big, for
shout out.
putting this together.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you to all the fans out there, everybody that tuned in,
Absolutely.
everybody that has been supporting me and that continues to support me. Y'all just continue to pray for me. We got much more work that we got coming out and many more things that we're gonna be doing. So thank you to everyone out there. Appreciate you.
You want to give out your Instagram name?
Yes. Yes. If you guys want to check me out on Instagram or Twitter, it's the same handle. At it's Jason Weaver, ITS Jason Weaver, and come hang out with me. Sometimes I get political, sometimes I may crack some jokes. I play some cool music every once in a while. So we just keep it fun and we keep it loose, and it allows me to build a stronger rapport and connection with my fans and the people that rock with me. So stop on by and kick it with your boy.
absolutely. And people in the chat said that you motivated them, and they want to thank you too.
Yeah, everybody's giving you shout outs in the chat. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Every Sunday. We're on at 5 p.m. Check us out next Sunday. Again, thank you so much, Jason, for taking time out to join us. We really appreciate this. Shout out to Big. I love you. And until next Friday, namaste. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.